Yes, people, welcome to the Shoestring Budget Podcast. My name is JD and I'm joined as ever by my co host Tom. How are you this evening, bro?
I'm great, thanks for how are you?
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm brilliant. Always brilliant. Thank you so much for asking. Big up to Pete in the comments. Hope you're good, my friend. Manchester United take on Nottingham Forest in the second leg of the Carabao Cup tonight. We've already got a 3-goal lead, and Eric Ten Hag is going in hard on this Nottingham Forest team. There's no respite. Full strength team this evening. Right, I'll quickly put the team news up on the screen now, so you should see both. Bro, what a crazy strong team this is. I never expected this. Tom Heaton in goal, with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Lissandro Martinez and Varane in defence, and Luke Shaw to make up that back four. And then we've also gone with Casemiro and Fred and Bruno Fernandes in midfield, flanked by Garnacho on the left hand side, Anthony on the right hand side, and down the middle is Wout Weghorst, a very, very strong team. And it's also worth mentioning that we also have Martial back on the bench, as well as the return of Jadon Sancho, which is a huge bit of business, huge bit of news that he is back. Fantastic news there. How are you feeling about that lineup, bro?
Lineup. I mean, I didn't think he was going to go with such a strong lineup, but I know that's what Eric Ten Hag likes. We've kind of seen that from him. No matter what game it is, he's always gone with a pretty strong team.
hmm
So I was surprised, but I wasn't at the same time because we kind of expect it from him now. But I'm expecting a very comfortable game. I'd probably go for a 3-0 win.
3-0 win. I was just having a look in the comments here. Pete's put here, evening lads, ready for a nice comfortable win again. Now 3-0 seems to be our normal score versus Forest, so I reckon we'll do the same again. I reckon we've got goals in us. I mean, I'm shocked by that team just because this is a fixture where I would personally rotate or bring in a couple of youngsters and let some of like Casemiro have a bit of a rest.
Do you think?
Casemiro and Bruno.
Do you think that's where maybe Eric Ten Hag lets himself down a bit?
At the moment, it's paid off. To be fair, like we've seemed to have a very
But
and determined squad. But I
do you
think long
think with
term,
the depth that we've actually got in our squad, which
it's
isn't
very
much,
difficult.
it isn't much. Do you think it's the right decision to keep playing such a strong team and not rotating every game, especially when we've got like a game every 3 days?
I'm a bit mixed on it because, like, on one hand, I don't know. I personally think it could be a downfall further into the season we go because we've got so many fixtures. We are playing more fixtures than anybody else at the minute. We are the Liverpool of last year, and we need rotation. Liverpool had a little bit more squad depth than us, probably
You
a
know
lot
what
more.
though? Last year, I found it funny that Klopp was complaining about all the games that he was playing, but now I understand it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, anything Klopp says, you have to have a little bit of a giggle at, but
Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
it's. I think we do need to rotate, and I think these kind of games are good. I do think if we get a couple of goals in the first half, we'll see Casemiro drop to the bench. But the squad depth is such a huge issue. We'll see Jadon Sancho come on for Anthony, give him a bit of a rest. I don't know.
Can't wait to see Jadon Sancho.
Pete's here. I'm glad he's gone strong at the back, to be honest. So glad I don't have to watch McSnail. And nope, look at what happened to other teams in the FA Cup who rotate in the Cup. They end up getting beat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
we are
this is
3-0 up.
exactly. This isn't just. It's not like this is a one-off game. This is.
If it was like say a one-off game or it was a 0-0, like we didn't score any at Forest's ground, then I would be completely there with a strong team. But
Yeah.
the fact that we're 3-0 up, I think I have enough faith in our youngsters to not let that slip.
Yeah, I think that's important.
Forest have got to score 4 goals at Old Trafford. Not many teams can do that.
Not many at all. I think certainly, even if you wanted to play like a strong back four, just to make sure we don't leak any goals, but it would have been nice to see Zidane Iqbal get a chance today,
Yeah.
and Mainu get a start. Just these kind of players, or go strong for the first half and then bring some of these youngsters on. Now, I think looking at the team, looking at the bench, I only briefly looked at this. I don't even think Zidane Iqbal made the bench, so maybe there's an injury there or something's happened, but Zidane Iqbal hasn't even made the bench. Yeah, interesting one. That came through yesterday on deadline day. For Stoke, it's perfect. Um, Stoke's big problem, from what I'm hearing this year, is scoring goals. So I mean, defensively, it's a good chance for Twanzebe as well to
Yeah, yeah.
play good competitive football, because the Championship is competitive. Let's not beat
Yeah,
around the
yeah,
bush there.
very, very, yeah.
Yeah, so
I hope we get to see
interesting.
Mainu tonight as well. I think if that's how you say his name, because he's looked pretty good every time I've seen him play.
He looks very confident. I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
he's
very
like done.
confident.
Big up to Rich Sports. Congrats on hitting 100 subs, guys. Thank you so much, Rich, for your support. We really appreciate you. Thank you. Finally got to the big 100. It's amazing. Really, really happy.
You know who Mainu reminds me of? Kind of like a I don't know, the way he kind of like runs about the pitch and plays the ball. It's like a young Marcus Rashford.
There's a confidence and a swagger
Yeah,
there to him.
yeah, yeah.
I must admit, when he started at Old Trafford a couple of weeks ago, I thought, oh gosh, who's this kid? What's he going to be like? But he was fine. I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah.
And the confidence was there. Now, we also obviously can't go with this preview without saying that we signed Marcel Sabitzer yesterday. What a fantastic signing that is. How do you feel about that? And do you think he's going to suit Ten Hag's system?
I think that's a great signing. It came out of nowhere. I think it surprised quite a lot of us, actually. Because one minute nothing was getting said, the next minute I went on Twitter and I've seen tweets from Fabrizio Romano, and I was surprised in the fact that United have actually managed to pull off a transfer in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And not 3 months.
Yeah, that's the thing that shocked me. Yeah.
But, I think from what I've seen of him, and obviously we know he's a great player, I think he definitely will suit the system. It's a very good backup for Eriksen, if not maybe better.
I've seen a few people make that argument.
In certain ways.
Yeah.
Because I know Eriksen's Eriksen, you know what I mean? But I think maybe defensively, Sabitzer can bring a bit more to the midfield.
I think he's going to be quality.
I think going forward, it'd definitely be Eriksen, but defensively, it makes us a lot stronger.
We've lost Eriksen for such a long period of time. I mean, I can't believe the news when it came out.
But now, like I said, we have got a very good backup
we do.
To the end of the season. So
we've got a very good backup.
Gives Eriksen his very deserved rest.
Because he has worked his socks off. He's been every game. But what I like about Sabitzer coming in is he's got like, he's an engine. From what I've seen, the stats I've been looking at, the guy can go and go and go. And with the amount of fixtures that we've got, he's going to be absolutely pivotal in that role. I really can't wait to see what he does. And some of the goals that man can score, it's unreal,
good at free kicks.
Very good at free kicks, long-range shots, passing.
I've seen some clips of his free kicks. He looks pretty decent. Like, I probably have him taking free kicks close up and then Rashford taking the bit further away ones.
The knuckleballs. Yeah, I agree. Pete's put here, I'm so happy with Sabitzer with expecting a different Bayern midfielder, but I'll take Sabitzer all day. So that was one of the rumours, Pete, yesterday, was that Manchester United went in for Gravenberch and came out with Sabitzer, which I don't think is a bad bit of business. Sabitzer's 28.
Did you see how many footballs were actually offered to us?
Yeah, well, I knew Isco was going to be. Isco was one that I said I could see happening, but we would have got Isco if we had Ed Woodward in charge, without a doubt. Credit where it's due. Richard Arnold yesterday, there's a lot of praise pieces about Richard Arnold at the minute, which I'm not a big fan of, but credit where it's due. If we had Ed Woodward in, we would have a completely different team, and we would have somebody like Isco coming in. And without a doubt, Isco would have been our player yesterday.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's necessarily what we need. Whereas Sabitzer seems to fit every position. He plays lots of different roles. Could even play as a false nine, which I didn't realise. I just thought he was like a holding midfielder, but he can play everywhere. So, solid signing, exactly what we need. So, what are your thoughts on the score predictions today? What do you reckon it's going to be?
I'd give it 3-0.
3-0 Manchester United.
Maybe more, but like I say it every time, like United, no matter, we might have records, but we still struggle to score. But once we do score, we don't stop. So I'm hoping that it actually doesn't take forever to actually get the first goal.
Yeah, because I think that's pretty much what happened in the Reading game. It was just like we were just ploughing down. They had nothing. They didn't have a sniff, but we just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. It was so frustrating to watch. We just need that creativity. I'm excited to see what we can do going forward in the rest of the season. We've got some hard fixtures coming up, big fixtures coming up.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be an interesting one.
I'm excited as always.
Optimistic.
Yeah.
As well, we've got Josh coming on Monday, I believe, to do a preview of the Leeds game as well. Got a couple of back-to-back fixtures against them, which is crazy. I've never seen that. I've never seen I think it's like a Wednesday, Saturday back-to-back fixtures. I've never seen that before. But that's going to be a hard couple of games.
We've had like Aston Villa a couple times where we've played them and then played them again straight after.
I can't ever remember it happening like I remember it in different cups. So like I remember playing Aston Villa in the league, and then I think we played them the following week in the cup, but never in the same competition.
Never in the Premier League. I can't remember in the Premier League now.
No, it's bizarre that. They're going to be so up for it as well. Just signed Weston McKennie, which I think is a very good bit of business.
Yeah.
Very shrewd bit of business. John Joe Shelby, of course, signing for Forest as well. So just have a look at that Forest team. So Hennessy having to go back in goal. My Forest fan friends were furious the other day. Let's very quickly talk about Nottingham Forest. Now, what did you make of their performance in the first leg? Did you think they gave a good account of themselves, or was it just a easy walkover for us?
No, it wasn't easy. I think from a defensive point of view, Brennan Johnson, he looks quality.
I like him, yeah.
And he played well against us. He had defenders on ropes, like a couple times. So I think he could have definitely got through a couple times, and he did, to be fair. But I think he just, with a player like that, you also need the quality backup, where I don't think he has it at Forest in Sam Surridge. Because Sam Surridge was all right at Stoke, but he never really had the chance to like shine in that Stoke team, because there was just so many different players.
Yeah, Stoke's a very difficult team to shine in at any point, really, you know.
Yeah, so now he's at Forest. It is his chance, but I think Brennan Johnson needs somebody else up top with him for that extra support. And if that's the case, I think Forest can do something, because, like I say, Brennan Johnson's quality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's good, really good player. A lot of people have likened him to Mason Greenwood, like the early stages of Mason Greenwood, how confident he can be. It's just his finishing that lets him down. Just going to very quickly catch up on some comments from Pete. He reckons there's an early goal coming from Big Vaghorst. Now, Pete is the CEO of the Vaghorst fan club. Absolutely big fan of him, and has been, in all fairness, since before we signed him when we were linked, when I made that horrendous comparison between him and Andy Carroll. And I mean, what a signing he has been. What a signing that Vaghorst has been. I've been so impressed with his work rate. I really have.
It's so annoying, because at the end of the season he's going to go, Savic's going to go. It's just, I hate loans, man, because you love them like Igalo. Ugh.
Igalo was such he never took off at United, and I'm glad in a way that he didn't stay, but it was very difficult to not like Igalo.
Yeah, he was such a nice, you could tell he was just like a nice person.
He was a kid living the dream that all of us want to live. He was playing for Man United, and he was happy. He's a United fan. It was nice to see with Igalo, but
it's like that goalkeeper who plays for Ammonia.
Oh, he was unreal.
Why haven't United signed him?
He was. I would have him as a third backup keeper, and that'd make his whole day. That'd make his life. He was quality. Yeah.
It's like he reminds me of Rafael Leao. He's always just smiling,
just constantly happy. He was insane. I think we did a review of that game, and I didn't even put the team name. I just literally put his name as the team we were playing against. He was phenomenal in that game.
Yeah,
he really was.
Imagine that though. You're a professional footballer. You live in your dream, and you come up against the team you support, and you have to stop them from scoring.
Yeah, and to do it at Old Trafford as well, 70,000 people screaming at you, and What a performance from him that night. But Peter's also brought up Jadon Sancho. Now we've got to talk about Jadon Sancho. I am so happy that he's back. I've really missed him. I thought he hit the ground running at the start of the season when Erik ten Hag came in, certainly in that Liverpool game. The way he took that goal, I mean, we have to go that far back to really discuss Jadon Sancho. I think it was the 22nd of October was the last time he played. He was substituted against Chelsea in the 1-1 draw at Stamford Bridge. That was the last time we saw him.
Hopefully this is the redemption era for Jadon Sancho. Hopefully behind the scenes, Eric's had him working and he can do what to Jadon Sancho what he's done to Rashford.
I believe so, and I think it's good for Sancho to have that new lease of life where he's been away to get away from social media. He's been in Holland training with managers or coaches of Erik ten Hag's choice. He will be constantly being told about the way that Erik ten Hag wants to play and the style. And today and the rest of the season is a fresh start for him. United fans missed him. And I think he's going to get such a big ovation when he eventually comes on today.
Yeah.
Really going to be quite an emotional return for him. And it's good. I'm really happy for Jadon Sancho.
Hopefully he gets a goal when he comes on.
Yeah, really hope so. That'd be lovely.
I think if he comes on and gets a goal, that will boost his confidence.
Massively.
Yeah.
I just, what do you think has gone wrong with Jadon Sancho? Do you have any ideas or theories on what's happened to him?
He came into a broken Man United team.
Do you think it's just as simple as that? Do you think that's what the crux of it is?
Well, he transitioned from the Bundesliga to the Premier League, which is going to be hard anyway. Mm-hmm. And then he also tried to fit in to a Man United team who weren't glued. They weren't a proper team. They didn't even know where they were at. And I think if the whole team is playing terribly, you're also going to play terribly. But now I think the whole team is glued. We've got that manager. There's the atmosphere, the feeling, the belief is back. I feel like he could really shine now at United because we have the amount of talent we have on the pitch now, including him. I think he could just. I mean, look at Rashford. For instance, Rashford last season, same as all the other United players, were terrible because the whole team just wasn't there. But now Rashford is unreal, one of the best players in the world at the minute. So hopefully it can be the same for Jadon Sancho. But yeah, to answer your question, I think it was just the fact that he came into a broken United team.
Yeah, I think having that, like I say, I think the broken team would be difficult for anyone to come in. We were so disjointed. I think the hype as well, £70-odd million that we paid for him. We tried for 2 years almost to get him. There was a lot of expectation on his shoulders, probably for the first time in his career. And yeah, like Pete says here, he's had a bad time personally, and I think that's the only reason why he's not been at it.
There could be many reasons like that. What I've just said is my opinion on why.
Yeah. Well, of course, we have no sort of inside information.
Nobody actually knows. That's just my opinion. But obviously, I know having a bad time, honestly, in his personal life isn't going to help. But that it could be a mix of a lot of things on and off the pitch.
No, I agree. I don't know if you saw this recently. Jesse Lingard did a documentary. And in that documentary, he discussed a lot about what went on in his personal life. If you haven't seen as well, you should definitely check out The Diary of a CEO. He did a session with the guy on there. I can't remember the guy's name. Mark Bartlett, a fantastic podcaster. And they discussed everything that goes on for a footballer behind the scenes. And Jesse Lingard sort of went into detail of not playing well at United, having people screaming at him in the streets and outside the stadium that you're rubbish and you can't do anything and you're terrible, and going home, and then you log into Instagram to see what's going on with your friends and you're getting constant abuse on the messages, on the DMs, and it's like he says it's just a constant cycle of abuse. And I can see a lot of Jadon Sancho in Jesse Lingard in terms of his personal life. He's a young lad who very social media savvy, always tweeting, always Instagramming, always doing something. That's got to play a massive part in the negative effects on your ability to play football. The mental stress of that.
he's still very young, isn't he? Obviously, so maybe he's not adjusted to life as a very famous footballer. So there's always going to be hate and comments about you, but there's also going to be a lot of good stuff. I think you just need to find that balance. You've just got to ignore the bad stuff and look at the positives and move on. But obviously, he's still a kid, isn't he, really?
Still very, very young. I also think one thing I do like is that he went off social media and he's gone away. He's removed himself from England. He's gone away from his family and friends, and he has been training in Holland with Erik ten Hag and his coaches, or Erik ten Hag's coaches that he's approved of. I think that says a lot about his determination and the fight that he wants to give for Manchester United, and I think there can only be positives that come from that. Big up to Asif as well in the comments. Hope you're good, my friend. Hope you're excited for tonight's game, and big up to Pete, and I will see you at half time, I hope. Kickoff is about 7 or so minutes away. Very, very strong Manchester United team, and let us know your thoughts, Asif. Let us know what you think your score predictions are going to be, and how do you think Manchester United are going to play. But Jadon Sancho is on the bench. We've just had a little discussion about him there, and I'm excited. I think the future's bright for that boy, and hopefully it can be bright for him at Manchester United. That's all that matters.
Hopefully. Well, obviously I'm not going to be here for the watch along, so that's just going to be George. So I will be going in a second. So.
Yeah, no, thank you for coming on. It's been nice having someone to discuss the pre-match with.
It's just difficult for me because I can't really watch the game in here, like on my computer at the same time. It's a bit difficult.
No, don't stress. It's all good. It's just nice. Even having you here for this bit's been great. Really excited for this game. I've got, like I said, I've got a couple of friends that are Forest fans. The two that are outside of the ground, and they were so happy with Forest performance in that first game. They said it wasn't a 3-0 kind of game. They thought one of the comments was that Morgan Gibbs-White completely pocketed Casemiro. I didn't agree with that at all, but I must admit I think Forest looked very, very good in the last game, better than they did when they last came to Old Trafford. I said quite a few times they were the worst team I've seen play against Manchester United this year at Old Trafford, but the game at the City Ground was very different, and I'm excited to see what they do today. They've got a nice little camaraderie in that team now, and a nice little fight.
Well, yeah, it's 5 minutes. 5 minutes until kickoff. Hopefully,
5 minutes till kickoff.
Hopefully, we get to see a cricket score.
Assis gone with 3-1. I think 3-1 as well, mate. I think they could sneak a goal. I said 3-1, to be fair, when I thought Lindelof and Maguire were going to play. But Harry Maguire's got to go, man. I'm surprised he never went yesterday. Did you see who was in for him?
No.
AC Milan, was it?
Yeah, that's it. I don't know.
One of the Milan teams. Inter Milan. It was Inter Milan. Inter Milan inquired about him.
As I got to stay, I can't. It's a bit difficult for me to actually watch the stream and do this at the same time. Obviously, I have a baby, so I can't stay in here for hours and hours.
Phil's put here 1-0 and leave Slabhead alone. He's off, man. He's no way he can stay at Manchester United. The man is like 3rd or 4th choice defender now, probably 5th choice defender. I think if Axel Tuanzebe hadn't gone to Stoke yesterday, Harry Maguire would have gone to Stoke. It's looking that bad for him. Harry Maguire to Stoke would be absolutely incredible for Stoke. They'd never concede a goal. But thank you for joining me, Tom. I'm going to end the Discord, and let me know if you're free at the end to do the match review. If not, it'd be lovely to see you, but if not, don't worry about it.
Yeah, all right.
Cheers, bro. See you in a bit.
See you later.
Right, let's get this game on. Manchester United and Nottingham Forest are in the tunnel now. It is all kicking off here. Tom Heaton in goal, which I'm a bit disappointed with. I wanted to see Jack Butland, in all honesty. Let's change over to the watch along. So there's the Manchester United lineup in case you're only just joining us now and you haven't seen the lineup already. So we've gone with a very strong back four. So we've got Tom Heaton in goal. The back four consists of Shaw, Martinez, Varane and Wan-Bissaka. Casemiro and Fred and Fernandes make up that midfield three, with Garnacho and Anthony on the wings and Wout Weghorst playing in the 9. Jadon Sancho is also on the bench, which is fantastic news. Really excited to see how that goes. Phil's put he can get better. I think you're on about Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire is a great defender, man. I always say. Yeah, and Asif's right. Maguire is better in slow-paced games. He won't fit into Baldy game style. I agree. If he's playing in, if you put him in Serie A, he will feast. He will feast in Serie A. There we go. Kickoff is just a matter of seconds away. Really excited for this one. And winner plays Newcastle in the final. I'm really nervous about the final, in all honesty. Really excited about, in a way nervous, but excited. It comes just around the time that we're playing Barcelona, so it's going to be a real tough set of games to be playing in. And then have the final at Wembley. It's going to be crazy. Yeah, no worries, Phil. Thank you, my man. Phil still has faith in Slabhead. Look, I'll never sit here and say Slabhead's a bad defender because he isn't. That's the truth. He's a good player. We saw that in the World Cup. There's a good player there. But can he play a high line at Manchester United? I can't see that. And Newcastle were terrible. I never actually saw yesterday's game. I was busy, so I didn't get to see it. I think it finished 2-1 or 3-1, something like that. It was 3-1 on aggregate, I think. So looking through the Nottingham Forest team now, Sam Surridge, Brennan Johnson and Emmanuel Dennis. He starts today, which is shocking. I do not rate Dennis in this Forest team. Seen Forest play against us now 3 times. No, this is the 3rd time now, and both times I've seen him play, he's not been very good for Forest. Brennan Johnson is the one to watch. He's a baller, that kid. I'm telling you, he's going to be an interesting one. But we've got Casemiro for that. There's no worries. Casemiro's going to run the show. Easy game. Easy game. 3-0 up on aggregate. Should coast this one. Yeah, look at Chris Smalling in Serie A. Like, what a crazy turnaround he had. He was like being linked with all sorts of moves, and there was initial talk. I think it was on transfer deadline day a couple of years ago. We were looking at keeping him because of how good he looked on loan at Roma. But he was adamant he wanted to leave, which was the best move for everybody. And here we go. I don't think my timer's working. Let me just check my scorecards are working. I'm going to take the timer off. Ignore the timer, it is a bit behind, so don't worry about that. Evening JD, says Craig. Evening, my man. Congratulations on reaching 100 subs. Thank you so much, bro. Honestly, couldn't have done this without your help. You've been a big help to the channel. It's been lovely having you guys. Same to you, Asif and Phil as well. Thank you all so much for your continued support. And here's to another 100, hopefully in the next few months. It's been beautiful. Craig, I could sense you were coming. That's why I put the timer on. It is a little bit behind. Don't worry, I am very much further ahead than what is shown on screen. I've actually got a new timer that isn't working. Got it all set up. It was working before I set it all up. And now it's stopped. Manchester United playing very well here, keeping possession. A couple of minutes in now, minute and a half or so in. Jesse Lingard apparently picked up a knock. That's why he's not playing today. Casemiro brought down here. There's been a lot of hate for Andy Carroll as well. I've seen on social media for that horrible game that he played, if you can call it that, for Reading against Manchester United on the weekend. Casemiro playing here as well. Eriksen obviously out now, ruled out until late April, which is just shocking. And he was horrific in that game. I don't know what he was doing. It seemed to me like he played that game to hurt people. There was no control or whatever in that game. There was no desire to play a normal game of football. Andy Carroll's head looks like his elbow. He was out to hurt somebody, without a doubt. I love that. His head looks like his elbow. Yeah, he went out there with... Oh, good ball in here. Oh, that was a fantastic idea there. A ball in, I think, from Luke Shaw there, looking for Bruno Fernandes, who was straight down the middle. But it was a bit of a hit. Old Trafford is a little bit wet by the looks of things, which is no surprise to anyone that's been to Manchester before. It's always raining. I lived there for a few years, and yeah, it was just constantly moist. I'm going to get deplatformed now, said moist. Yeah, I'm on 3 minutes 30. I'm quite far in. I might take the timer off. I put the timer on just for you, Craig. And it went wrong, as it normally does. Hence why we're called the Shoestring Budget Podcast. Manchester United play out from the back. Anthony. Now Varane's running with it, being held back by Sam Sturridge, and that will be a free kick to Manchester United. Still within the Manchester United half with a free kick. Playing around the back now. Andy Carroll still playing for Liverpool. Yeah, man. It was... I'm not one of these people that like makes conspiracies or likes to buy into them, but there was no way he went out there the other day to play football. There was not a chance he went out to play football. He went out there to hurt somebody. And, I mean, Erik Ten Hag was called out a little bit from Danny Murphy and Simon Jordan, as is usual with them too, when it comes to Erik Ten Hag. But I think Erik Ten Hag has every right to be furious. Casemiro has been unreal this season, hasn't he? Aaron Wan-Bissaka here. Somehow keeping hold of that ball, I don't know how. Anthony running at the defence, loses the ball here, but Casemiro there. Now a break is potentially on. It would have been on if Dennis had realised where the ball was. And it skidded away. Yeah, it's that annoying rain at Old Trafford. It's not like loads, it's not bucketing down, it's just that tiny little spit that makes the pitch like an ice sheet. So yeah, one of them today. But all Manchester United. Nottingham Forest are trying to do some form of press with Brennan Johnson, but it's not working. Manchester United just go back. Opening 6 minutes, and it's 80% possession for Manchester United. All United. And I get it is Nottingham Forest, but how many times have we seen teams come to Old Trafford or come to play against us and put in a good shift, get a lot of the ball, more than they should? We've seen it a lot. Oh, this is beautiful play, Fernandez. Was I remember Saka offside there, and the flag hasn't gone up, so I would say no. Bruno Fernandes has done really well there. And they win the ball back again. This is what I love about Manchester United so much this season. What's happened here? The ball's burst. Flat ball. Bit awkward, that. I blame the Glazers. Ronaldo was right about the facilities. Can't even get a blown up ball. We're not sponsored, but if you guys ever want to try this stuff, Sneak, it's fantastic. Absolutely love this stuff. Really, really nice. And Manchester United doing so well here. They're keeping Nottingham Forest pressed in their end, right in their corner as well, trying to clear it, and they managed to. Sturridge being held by Casemiro, and it'll be a free kick. Fred has gone down with an injury here. He had a clash with, I can't tell which player it is. He had a clash with one of the Forest players. I think it's Lodi. Yeah, it's Lodi. We can't afford any more injuries. Not with the season there. Nothing really happening at the moment. 8 or so minutes in it, 8.5 minutes. Manchester United had all the possession. Just haven't had that killer pass, which has been the issue all season. Once we get that, guys, I'm telling you now, we are going to be unreal. So I watched the Manchester United v Liverpool game from last season. I watched both of them the other day. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. I watched the 5-0 and the 4-0 defeats, just to see if I could see how different it was in the way we were playing, all the differences. And it is chalk and cheese. The confidence, the possession-based football we play here, the desire to win every single ball, it's just missing, completely missing from that game. And you should definitely go back. I know it's difficult to, because it's not a nice memory, but I genuinely think you should go back and check some of the older games out. Because it's insane. It's absolutely insane how different we play now. And there's some differences you only notice. Garnacho running down on their far side, but Forest defend well. Forest come away with the ball. Don't worry, we'll win it back any second now, and it's gone out for a throw into Manchester United. Has it not? That ball went out. Well, the linesman didn't think so, so it's Manchester United's ball again anyway. But that's how confident I am now. I know that as the second we lose the ball, 2 or 3 seconds later, we're going to get it back. I remember Saka down the far side. Fred. Forest are defending deep here. They're in a low block here. They're pretty much camped in their own half. Garnacho on the far side now. Garnacho running as he does at Forest. Garnacho needs to improve, I think, on his final ball. Everyone knows what Garnacho's going to do. He always cuts inside. I think he needs to find a bit of variation. That'll come with time. What a player he is. As put here, one more injury to any of our midfield, and it's going to be bad for the rest of our season. Really is. It really, really is. We have got players like Scott McTominay, but not many people want to see them. Dennis has done really well. Emmanuel Dennis. Mangala. Scarpa. Surridge has done well here. That ball was fired at him. Good little spell for Forest, this. They've managed to break free down the far side here on the right-hand side. Ball comes in. Defended well there. Manchester United have a chance here to break, but the ball's put out of play for a Manchester United throw by Bolly. I agree, Asif, one more injury, and this is where years of bad investments are going to come back and bite us. And this is why I'm not hard on Erik ten Hag or the players or anything like that this year, because the levels that we've performed to are miles above where we should be. Really, we shouldn't be as good as we've been this year. And I know that might sound weird, but when you compare it to last year, even the year before, the chemistry, the way that the team play, we should not be performing to these standards. And it's great testament to the coaches and the team that they've been able to do that. Good ball in from Shaw, that. Garnacho. Shaw. Terrible ball that time. Luke Shaw and Wout Weghorst are going to become best friends. I can see some goals and assists coming from them too this season. Sabitzer in the crowd today, Marcel Sabitzer. I'm very, very excited to see him play. Garnacho has become very much predictable nowadays. Yeah, I do think it's because he needs to work on that last element of his game. And, he's a kid, that will come. It's a decent ball in that from Forest player, but he managed to wiggle his way all the way and put a ball into our box. There was no one there. Forest players going down like they've been shot today. Wout Weghorst just tracked all the way back, and he's in our half at the right back position. Wow. Dennis looks the liveliest, which goes against everything I said at the start of the game. For me, he was the weak link today, but he is looking very, very sharp. Forest have a free kick here. They're going to whip the ball in. But let's be honest, Forest did have a couple of chances last week. Scarpa was one of the guys that did have a good chance. Good save from De Gea last time. Ball in, dealt with, I think, by Varane. Scarpa's ball in, brilliant ball. Wow, that was a heck of a ball, dealt with again, I think, by Varane. Brilliant defending. But that was a good ball. Surridge just behind him, ready to pick the ball up. But then again, look at that. You obviously, if you're watching this, they've got the ball near the corner flag, and there's like 4 Manchester United players around them, stopping them from getting anything in. We don't see that often. We didn't see that before Ten Hag. As put, agreed, JD, we are way ahead of our rebuild. We really are. Miles ahead. And, the great news is, and the reason I do think things are going to change for Manchester United. Oh, Garnacho's done really well here, Garnacho. Absolutely pushed his man off the ball here. Cut inside and again loses the ball. But Manchester United pick it back up. Bruno Fernandes with a lovely ball outside to Luke Shaw, but that touch let him down. Good play from Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes with an outside of the boot, kicked it around for Luke Shaw on the overlap, but Luke Shaw's touch let him down massively there. But Bruno Fernandes had a fantastic bit of play there. But yeah, the reason I do think things are going to change for us going forward, we're going to get new owners in the next few months, hopefully, all being well. Hopefully that'll bring with it good investment. Hopefully we can bring in somebody that John Murto, say what you want about him, somebody that can either assist him or replace him, and we can just bring in players that are going to suit this system. Now, Marcel Sabitzer, I mean, we would not have made that signing. I said this in the preview. We would not have made that signing had different people been in charge. Garnacho's through, one-on-one with his man here. Cuts inside in and, oh, he's dancing. Penalty, surely. Goal kick given. I'm going to watch the replay of this. He had his man on toast. He's pushed, but there's not much in that. Yeah, it's for me, that's not a penalty. I was thinking maybe he got clipped in the heels, but no, correct decision from the ref. But Garnacho did so well. Cut inside, then went back on his outside foot, then came in, danced around there, but Neco Williams did well. You don't hear me say that very often. And here we go. Anthony, shot! Hennessy, comfortable save. First shot on target of the night, 17 or so minutes in. Yeah, very positive play from Anthony. Cuts inside, whips the ball around, but it's a decent save on the very comfortable save from Hennessy. So Anthony, some stats have just come up here. No goals in 16 shots in the last 5 games. Bruno Fernandes with an excellent ball. Bruno Fernandes, what a start for the game he's had. Luke Shaw, not a bad ball in, but Nottingham Forest can deal with this. Varane on the ball here now. Anthony. Yeah, this is good. You're not famous anymore, sings out around Old Trafford. I assume on about Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest used to be a heck of a team. Bit before my time, but looking at their history over the years, they were a good team. Them and Notts County as well. Notts County were very, very big. But you look at what Brian Clough did there, it was absolutely unreal. If you haven't seen anything about Brian Clough, that is a manager to check out. From back in the day, that is a manager you should watch. There's a lot of films and documentaries about him. If you're ever interested in football management or what goes on with managers, watch Brian Clough documentaries or films. They're very, very good. He was a quality manager. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's done well. Manchester United here. Weghorst lays the ball off to Fernandes, who overhits the pass. I don't know if Weghorst didn't read that properly then. What are your thoughts on Weghorst? Let me know in the comments what you think of Weghorst. I like the guy, but I'm willing to... Oh, I'm not willing. I always like to hear other people's opinions. If you like him as well, that's great. But if you've got any gripes or if you don't think it's the right signing that we needed, let me know. But I think he's a quality player. I love his work rate. I really do. But yeah, the way Manchester United are playing at the minute is so good, so dynamic, players everywhere. At times it's like we're playing with 13, 14 men. It's crazy. Luke Shaw's had a bit of a poor start, in my opinion, to this game. He's got into a good couple of positions, but his final ball's let him down on his final touch. But I do think he's gonna be fine. Poor return ball from Casemiro to Luke Shaw there. Not on the same wavelength. Nottingham Forest throw. 20 odd minutes in. Now it's Nottingham Forest turn to have an injury to one of their midfielders. I don't know what happened if he had Fred when Scarpa, I think it was Bruno, going for the ball, maybe just trod on his toe there, but he's back up and running. Manchester United win the ball back from the throw-in, but it's immediately won back from Forest, and they are going forward now. And this is Dennis up against Aaron Wan-Bissaka. But dealt with. Dennis goes down. Anthony standing over him, giving him a bit of abuse, but the free kick has gone towards Manchester United. But Dennis, to be fair to him, he has been the liveliest player for Nottingham Forest. Yeah, the free kick was given for handball, so Fernandez has won the ball back, but Dennis has grabbed the ball thinking he's going to get a free kick. It's shoulder to shoulder, there's no issue, and Anthony's just stood over him shouting at him. Don't know why, but he is. And he's gone down basically faking injury, or saying that Fernandez has hurt him, but Dennis got straight back up after having an earful off Anthony, and that's one of the things I love about Anthony. He's a bit tenacious. He's happy to give a bit of grief. Assist per here is decent and brings a lot more than Tony. Press, passing, everything. Yeah, he is brilliant at pressing. Like I said before, he was in the right back position, defending earlier in this game. In a game that really doesn't need to, but he's everywhere. Looks like he's giving everything he can for Manchester United, which is all we want to see from all our players. And that's what we've seen all season. We have seen such a fight. I'm so proud of this season. I'm so happy with our development this year, our improvement. Garnacho with the ball in, but it's blocked. And Manchester United get the first corner of the game. 23 minutes in. Manchester United's first corner kick. Garnacho doing very well. Actually didn't cut inside. I think he's been told maybe cut inside less. He actually went on the outside, whipped the ball in, but it was cut out. Good bit of defending. Now, Manchester United have a chance to open the scoreline here. Luke Shaw will be standing over there, surely. Surely. Drop a like on the page if you enjoyed that pun. Oh no, it's Bruno Fernandes. Now there's some argy-bargy going on in the box. Don't know what's happening here. Martinez getting told that. A bit of cuddling between Mangala and Martinez. Don't cuddle that butcher, he'll eat you. Trust me, he's an animal, this guy. Trust me, Mangala, just don't do it, bro. Don't mess with the butcher. Martinez is broken free. Ball went in towards Vaghurst, but Dennis puts the ball out of play for another Manchester United corner. I don't think that's what he wanted to do. He just sort of hoped for the best there, put it out. But I still stand by it. He's been their best player this half. Not that it's been majorly difficult because they barely had the ball, but when they have, he's been looking the sharpest. Luke Shaw now with a chance to put the ball in. Bolly with the clearance. And Garnacho plays it out to Martinez, and Manchester United retain possession of the ball. And it's a throw-in on the far side to Manchester United. And again, we're off. It's relentless. It's very relentless. It's in a way like how Arsenal have played this year, relentless football. The thing that Arsenal have had in their favour, and it's the most important thing, is they've been able to put it in the back of the net consistently. Once Manchester United can figure out how to do that, we are going to be lethal. And I'm talking big goals, 3-4 goals a game. Fred wins the ball back here. Fred feeds in Anthony. Anthony to Fred, the ball in. That's a decent ball, but dealt with. Nottingham Forest are defending deep, as you can imagine. The Sturridge is here, trying to break down on Varane, but Varane plays it back calmly. And now Nottingham Forest push forward with Sturridge and Johnson and Dennis. The front three have come forward. It's almost like the whole team just have sat behind the halfway line And as soon as Manchester United go back, only the front three go forward. They are really strangely defensive in this game. They're 3-0 down. Go for it. You're not going to win anything by being defensive. This is why I'm not a manager, because there'll be some truth to why they're playing like this. I just think positive football's the way forward. If my team was 3-0 down and they were playing like this, I'd be so angry. Because you're just inviting pressure. But I want to see the possession stats for this game, and it's for the first quarter of the game. Luke Shaw here, charging down on the far side, feeds in Garnacho. Garnacho tries to play the ball in first time, but it's dealt with by Bolly. Bolly sat there shouting at his forward players. Because what's happening is Forest are getting the ball, booting it up to try and get Surridge or Brennan Johnson or Dennis to hold the ball up, but they're not able to. The press from Manchester United is too strong. It's almost like we've got them in a chokehold. Appeals for a handball, not given. Fred, Luke Shaw, dealt with by McKenna. Corner kick. No throw in. Yeah, it's a difficult one. I mean, I have seen those given. But it is harsh. Deep defending won't help Nottingham Forest. They've got to go for it, I agree. I don't know what their end game is playing like this. I hope that they only lose by 3-0. I don't know. Garnacho looks so good. Skipped inside there. And Scarpa takes him out. Manchester United got a free kick in a very dangerous position. Now, this is where I would love to see Sabitzer. If you haven't seen his compilation of free kicks, check that out. It's insane. 70% possession to Manchester United. It's got to be 70 plus. It's been absolutely crazy. And here we go. Now Shaw and Bruno Fernandes are standing over this. Don't know which way this is going to go. But here we are. This has got to be a cross. Luke Shaw with the ball in. Casemiro! Oh, and it's cleared. Almost off the line. But Martinez does not give up on that. But Manchester United win the ball back here again. And the ball, referee, shocking decision. Referee has stopped the play. Nottingham Forest are going down like they've been shot. Absolutely ridiculous. And the referee is falling for a hook, line and sinker. So Casemiro, just watching the replay here, Casemiro has actually headed the ball down, and it's a good save from Hennessy. Very good save. Almost another goal for Casemiro. Poor defending from Forest. But that was never a free kick. Manchester United had a chance there to whip another ball in, but referee saw a Nottingham Forest player down, so went, oh, gotta be a foul. Standard at Old Trafford this year. It does feel like the quality of refereeing in the Premier League and in Premier League games, or in England in general, the refereeing quality has gone down big time. I don't know if that's just because people are more overly critical now than they used to be, but because of VAR, I don't know, but it just seems so inconsistent. This season in particular for me has been the most inconsistent. Did you see, if you haven't, check out the Brighton beating Liverpool game the other day. Liverpool should have had 2 or 3 red cards in that game. And they got yellows. There was a challenge from Fabinho, and he actually went down like, oh, here comes the red. And even VAR didn't give a red, and it's like, how? They're so inconsistent. It's very frustrating. The commentators on here saying about how intelligent it is that Nottingham Forest are playing like this. But unless they're playing counter-attack, even then, they're not getting any chances to do that. But we are 3-0 up. We don't really need to go out and score lots of goals. We want to because we're at home. We could sit here and play out for a 0-0. But look at that. Nottingham Forest get a chance to get a player. I think it's Alessandro Martinez. You dirty boy. You dirty boy. But like then, they play a ball out. Forest play a ball out on the far side. Alessandro Martinez holds up play. He does really well. He beats Brennan Johnson for pace. And then turns him. And I'm like, how can Forest expect to play football when they're up against that? How can they play the counter-attacking football when they're faced with that? The second we lose the ball, we're straight away trying to win it back. But insane. I'm really shocked at Nottingham Forest's approach. I kind of expected them to come at us. As I've said, FA's against us. Like I say, I'm not a peddler of conspiracies, but I don't even think United. I think there's so many teams this year who have just had poor decisions made against them, and I'm like, I look at the one, Williams. Oh, Garnacho's done really well. Garnacho! Save from Hennessy. Whip the ball in there for Vaghorst, but good save from Hennessy. Good play from Garnacho. Skips around two players. Nico Williams slips, which makes Garnacho has to go around him. He does that. I think his volley goes round as well. Now, even then, Surridge just had a ball played forward to him. Heaton comes out and sorts it. Crazy system from Forest, this. But going back to the only game I can really remember that Manchester United, I feel, have been duped completely out of a game is that game against Newcastle where we had 2 or 3 penalties to them. Forest are in! Straight at Tom Heaton from Brennan Johnson. Should have been 1-0 to Forest. Should have been 1-0. How? He's got to be kicking himself. Oh my goodness me. How did he not score that? Fred picking up a yellow card. Fred's really kicking off at the referee here for something he's been booked. Fred's picked up a yellow card. Brennan Johnson's going to be kicking himself. He's done so well. He's so lucky in a way to get through, but straight at Tom Heaton. I bet Tom Heaton couldn't believe his luck when that went straight at him. And that would have been such an interesting one. Fred has just picked up the worst yellow card I have ever seen in my life. Oh my days, ref. Forest are playing they are diving in this game. Oh man, I am vexed at that. Forest, you are dirty and not in a good way, not in a Martinez kind of way. Fred's stood on someone's toe and he's gone down like his ankle's been shot off, but Garnacho nearly broke free of Williams. Nico Williams has played well. He's defended really well against Garnacho so far. Garnacho's been so lively. Now Forest look a bit more lively now. And this is what's going to come. When we are playing such good football, possession-based football, but just lack creativity so badly. Martinez has done well there. Goal kick. If Forest had scored that goal, I'm telling you what an interesting games we'd have on our cards. Martinez shouting at Dennis as well now for diving. Forest are diving hard today. JD, we have done everything to earn a penalty this season, but we have been denied every time this far. There was that one season under Ollie where we got penalties for everything. Look at Dennis going down here. Martinez has shouldered him, literally shouldered him, and Dennis has gone. It's poor. Forest, a lot of Forest players are guilty of that today. Wan-Bissaka's done well here. Anthony, don't know how he kept that ball in. Scott McKenna's through his. I thought that ball went out. Scott McKenna's asking all the questions there. Oh, that was dirty. I think it's just in. Corner kick for Manchester United. Anthony! Oh! Just over. What a hit. Oh, I thought that was it. What a hit from Anthony. Oh, what a goal that would have been. Forest being lively and aggressive will favour us absolutely well. But, what a game. What a game. Such a bang average game. Emmanuel Dennis gone down again. Anthony helped him up that time, so I assume that one was legit. I am disgusted with the way Forrester played this, though. So much diving going on. And the referee, that yellow card on Fred should be, like, reviewed. I know you can't do that, but that should be reviewed. That is the worst yellow card I think I've ever seen given in my life. Forest, a bunch of divers today. They can't play football, so they might as well go for diving. Ball in. Lodi wins the header, but it's gone out for a Manchester United goal kick. What do you reckon? What do you all make of Chelsea? Chelsea are making some moves, man. 300 odd million spent in January. That's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely insane. Enzo Fernandez signing last night. Ziyech was let down. Oh, I can't believe I felt so sorry for him. Not a big fan of Ziyech, but he had a move to go to PSG, a chance to go to PSG, and I thought, wow, what a move that would be for anybody. And they let him down by cocking up his paperwork. I remember when we did it with De Gea and the fax machine, the infamous fax machine. But yeah, it's Chelsea, man. I think it's going to be tough for them this year because they're going to have to make a lot of these players gel. Garnacho and Fernandez as well there. Fernandez went down a little bit theatrically. Playing them at their own game is what I'm saying. Oh, who's that? So I don't know what happened there. I think it was Brennan Johnson, maybe. I can't tell because it's on the far side. Went charging down then, but oh, the ball went out of play. Okay. But it's going to be a problem we're going to face all season here. You know, not being able to create chances. It's very frustrating. For all the possession we have, Bruno Fernandes here. Anthony. Forest have defended really well, but I don't think they've. I say they've defended well. They've defended everything we've chucked at them, but what we've chucked at them, I don't think has been quality. Our pressing game is insane. Our pressing game is so good. Fernandez brought down and the referee gives us a free kick. Give this ref a knighthood. Well done, ref. Clear free kick. He put his body in the way, and Lodi was just so excited to try and get that ball. He dragged Bruno to the floor. Clear free kick. Good position for Manchester United. Coming up to half-time as well. And it's so funny, I mean, listen to the commentators here. When Forest plays doing it, there's nothing. The minute Manchester United plays doing it, oh, it's theatrical. Oh, it's simulation. Like, the bias is unreal sometimes, man. Some of these pundits and commentators, so biased. So biased. I just think sometimes, like, you've got to stop being so tribal with football. I guess it's a tribal sport, but make the case for both teams. I think both teams have been a little bit theatrical in their play. Forest more so though, and that's not even biased. Luke Shaw straight into Wagner's back. Remember what I said about them two becoming friends? I don't think so after that. Garnacho to Varane, Varane to Anthony, Anthony to Garnacho, and Forest deal with it. Now Forest have a chance to break. Emmanuel Dennis on this far side. Nobody making a run. He's got to play it across back into midfield. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand how Forest are trying to play. The minute they go into counter-attack, they're too slow. Manchester United in transition beat them every single time. Now they've got to throw in. Brennan Johnson's done really well here. Brennan Johnson. It's deflected and they've... So, Emmanuel Dennis has just smacked the ball towards goal and it's blocked by Sam Surridge, who stood in the way. What you are. Unbelievable scenes, Jeff. Unbelievable scenes. Going forward, Forest have looked the deadliest, without a doubt. That was a goal. That was more than likely going in. But going forward, Forest, I would say, have been by far the better team. The very few chances that they've had to go forward, they've created so much more than we have. For all our possession, I bet we've matched them on... I mean, we've had maybe 2 shots on target to their 1. But they're off again now. Beautiful football, and they're let down by the final ball there. From Scarpa to Dennis, let him down there big time. Forest were almost through. They're looking lively now, Forest. This is what I want to see. I want to see a much more lively game. But Brennan Johnson should be having nightmares about this. They could easily be 2-0 up now, Forest. 1 was a poor finish. 1 was a great bit of defending by their striker. So... And in terms of what we've offered going forward, it's very little. It has been very little. Poor first half for Manchester United. In terms of creation, chance creation. But it's a tale that we've heard all season long. I mean, look at Reading the other day. We struggled to score against them, and then it was Casemiro's brilliance that unlocked the key to that. Once we score 1, we'll score loads. But scoring that first goal is so difficult. Casemiro's ball in Vaghurst! Off the post! Just as I was saying that. Oh! What a ball in from Casemiro. Steady Eddie does it again. Vaghurst just got to score that. Vaghurst has got... He's backpedaling. It's a tough one. But he has got to be scoring that. What a ball from Casemiro that was. We need to see more of that. I think this could up the ante now. 30 seconds or so to go before half-time. Then they go backwards. Oh, Surridge has gone through on Varane. Referee giving a yellow card. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. That was bad. But then, straight away, Bruno Fernandes is on him. Bruno Fernandes is on him. Captain Fantastico. That's poor. Anthony's kicking off at him as well. These boys look after each other so much. I love to see that. That's poor. Almost partly slipped, maybe. I don't know. It was bad. Hopefully Varane is okay. The last thing we want to see is Varane being coming out of the ground with crutches, as we saw with Christian Eriksen the other day. That is the last thing we want to see. And that's it, half time. Still 0-0. The most boring game. Wow. Insanely boring. But highlights so much how we lack that creative player. Forest have had the better chances. Forest realistically could be 2 goals up in this half. Tom says they should be 1-0 up. I look at the chance that they had with what's his name, Brennan Johnson. That should have been a goal. The chance that Sam Sturridge wasn't blocked for them, that could have easily been 2-0 from Emmanuel Dennis. Fair play to Forest. I mean, they're sitting back, but when they go forward, they are looking deadly. But these kind of things, this is the margin that you're talking about in these kind of games. If you can't score them goals, Brennan Johnson should be scoring that. If you can't score them kind of goals, you shouldn't be in the final. It's as simple as that. Craig's put, we've not been creative enough, struggling to break them down, need to go up a gear in the second half. It's been all us, but there's no creativity, Craig. I couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. What changes need to be made in that half-time break? What do you think needs to happen? Same team? Do we need to bring on anybody else? Is it time to bring on Jadon Sancho? Potentially. I would love to see Jadon Sancho come on now and just add a little bit of creative flair. Now, he's somebody that can put a good ball in. He's somebody that can link up really well. Although I would say Anthony has probably been our biggest threat in terms of the shots that he's had, but I don't think he's been great. Craig's put here, switch the play mode, stretching them will create space. Could do, yeah. We just need to, I don't know what it is, it's like we just lack that finishing touch. Weghorst should have scored. I can't wait for Pete to come back in the comments as the CEO of the Weghorst fan club, because that was poor. I mean, he was backpedaling. I'm being harsh to the guy. He was backpedaling, let's be honest, but still. Forest made this game very boring by sitting too deep. Forest have come here with a set game plan. I criticised it a little bit early on, but you can see now what they're doing. Yeah, you can kind of see what they're doing now. So it's very obvious what they're doing now. City switch the play a lot and it works 9 times out of 10. It creates space for others to run into. We do need to work out a new style of play, a new pattern of play. It's become very predictable for Man United, but the good thing, defensively, we are on it. Defensively, like winning the ball back, it takes seconds to win the ball back. In transition, when we go from losing the ball to regaining the ball, it's phenomenal. Like just the transition to get back into the positions defensively is world class. We've got the platform to, create chances. 11 players defending JD. Where will their creativity come from? We need really fast passing. We need really fast passing and press. And Craig says, I don't trust Fred on the yellow card. Maybe take him off. Right, am I being harsh here or am I being stupid? That yellow card on Fred is probably one of the worst yellow cards I've ever seen in football history. He trod on his toe after going for the ball. It was like a second late. It was his first challenge as well in the game. I think the referee's got blood on his hands for that, but the tempo has to be a lot quicker. Where does that come from, though? Who or how do we get that? Fred is the kind of player you need to have on the pitch for that You wouldn't get that kind of pace, I don't think, with McTominay. Just going to have a look again. Who we've got on the bench? De Gea, Lindelof, Maguire, Malacia, maybe Manu. Palestri, Martial. Martial, I wouldn't mind seeing Martial come on for this. Certainly like in the 70th minute plus, you know. Rashford might have to make an appearance and Jadon Sancho. But on the flip side, guys, we're 3-0 up. Like, we are 3-0 up. This Forest performance is almost playing into our hand, but I love how, like, we know we need to be winning this game on the day as well. Just move the ball quicker, make them chase it, and chances will come. I've been impressed with Forest. I've got to admit, I know a couple of people in the comments have been critical about their performance, but you have to admit, going forward, they have been a threat. We spoke just a few moments ago about Brennan Johnson. Like, what is going on there? How is he not putting that in the back of the net? Like, I don't get how that's happened. I really don't. How he's not just whacked that into the bottom corner. And if you look at the chance for who's the other guy up front I've been really proud of. He's not on here, that's why. It was Emmanuel Dennis. I think Emmanuel Dennis has been a real threat. And you don't often see that with Emmanuel Dennis. He's a bit of a mixed bag, but he's been really good today, I think. Apart from his showboating and diving, not showboating, his theatrics. It's very, very frustrating. There's a lot of Forest players have gone down so theatrically, it's very annoying to see. And the ref has fallen for a couple of them. But you look at that chance he had where it hit into the back of Surridge. Very fortunate for Manchester United to not go into this half-time a goal or two down. It's really that's how I'm seeing this game. Forest will be the more disappointed of the two teams, I think. Craig has put here, I missed the Reading game, but I believe this first half was similar to this. Yeah, almost carbon copy of the Reading game. Once we get that first goal, it's going to be crazy. We're going to score loads. It's going to be so easy to break them down then. But fair play to Forest, they've not made it easy for us. I'm really not happy with their performance, but I think they've played really, really well. They've defended really, really well, and they've got a good game plan. And although I was a little bit critical of it during the game, I think it's been the right call. Craig said here, Sturridge is the best defender in the world. Sign him up. We'll do a straight swap for Harry Maguire. How about that? That's harsh on Harry. Phil's going to come and tell me off in a minute. I know, obviously, it was far too soon for him to play, but I would love to have seen Sabitzer play or come on the bench or something on this game. I would love to see how he... it's almost the perfect game for him. 3-0 up, no drama. Bring him in the 70th minute if we're still 0-0 to see what he does. I would love to see Jadon Sancho, though. He is the one. I really want to see Jadon Sancho come on in this second half. Maybe even for the full 45. If there was an award for moaning, Roy Keane would win it with ease. I'm just going to put that back on. I haven't heard what Roy Keane's had to say. I feel like ever since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was sacked, all the ex-pros have been against everything Manchester United have done. And even to an extent with Ronaldo as well. When Ronaldo left, I think a lot of his old teammates have kind of just chucked their dummy out the pram and kind of... The one that shocked me the most was Rio. I know Rio and Ronaldo were very good friends, but Rio just seemed to be anti-Ten Hag and anti-United, but he slowly started to come back. That's just my initial feeling. But I'm full on Eric Ten Hag, me. For me, that's where I got annoyed at Ronaldo. I agreed with 90% of what he said. As soon as he brought in my managers talking about him like that, I wasn't having it. Not a chance. Roy Keane on Weghorst missed chance. What was he thinking? it was a bad miss. But I do think you look at it it was the only chance that we really had, the only solid chance that we had. So it's kind of that miss it looks 10 times worse. If we were 2-0 up, that miss wouldn't be that bad. But when you're at 0-0, coming up to half time and that doesn't happen, it looks a lot worse than it is. He was backpedaling. He should have scored. Should have done better, without a doubt. But it is what it is. As says Put, I'm really happy with the team progress. No matter what happens to us at the end of the season, any downfall will be on the board in the Glazers. Our Baldy has shown what he can deliver with proper backing. Perfectly put, Asif. I said this though at the start of the stream. Years of bad investment. We've spent lots of money, and it's kind of the stick that rival fans used to beat us over the head with. But it's been bad investment. You know, you can spend 300 million as Todd Bowley's done. Bring in some players. I mean, imagine if Mudryk and Enzo Fernandez flopped at Chelsea. You couldn't turn around and say, you know, you can't turn around and say, you've been invested in, it's just, you've had all this money spent on you. If it's bad investment, if the player that they bring in isn't any good, like, the money we spent on some of the lads that we brought in, I mean, right from Angel Di Maria, I'm trying to think of some of the others, the wage packets that we gave to people like Cavani and Igalo, the amount we paid for Ahmad and Palestri, they're great players, but they're not worth that kind of money. Not yet. So, yeah, it's a very frustrating one. Years of bad investment will come back to bite us. We have invested in the squad, but it's bad investment. Bought the wrong kind of players. And backed the wrong managers and brought the wrong people in. I loved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I will always be somebody that loved the football that we played under Ole. And I think we got the closest to getting trophies under him, certainly in that Europa League final, made it all the way there, bottled it. He just wasn't good enough to be at Manchester United. Just didn't have that end product that he's so famous for, ironically. Went off on a bit of a rant there, but yeah, it's just how I feel, man. It's just, yeah. I wouldn't call it a bad miss. Sorry about Vaghorst, going back to Vaghorst. It was just unlucky, not like it went miles wide. No, I think he hit the post. It was a save or it hit the post. I'm sure it hit the post. And to say, what was he thinking? If he'd added it 30 yards over the post or whatever, the crossbar, fair enough. But Roy Keane, you know, he knows now he's making a lot of money by being negative. That's got to be the truth of it. Has Ronaldo scored in the kids' league? I don't actually know. I've given up on Ronaldo, to be honest. He's somebody that's not dead to me, but like I lost huge amounts of respect for the way he exited the club. And the way that he spoke about my Baldy. Nobody talks about my Baldy like that. Craig's put here, Chelsea's ridiculous spending will come back to haunt them. Either FFP will come after them, they'll get into debt, or some players will flop and they'll struggle to sell them due to long contracts. Now, FFP, I don't think can touch them. I think legally they can't really, because Chelsea, unless they have a consistently bad spell, which I don't think they will, FFP can't touch them. They brought in that new rule after the fact of Chelsea spending all this money. The problem Chelsea are going to have is having all these players. Imagine Enzo Fernandez and Mudryk flopped. I've said that before, but imagine they flopped. They've got them on 8-year contracts, like on big wages as well. I bet the wages are astronomical. And yeah, it's crazy business that they've done. It's absolutely crazy business. Instead of, they're not going to do, I don't understand in some ways, because they're not going to get Champions League football this year. I think top four might just be too big out of their hands now. I do believe that. I think it's a bit too much of a gap. And they haven't been playing good football regardless, whether it's players or they've got good players, but they just haven't been playing good football. They've not gelled with Graham Potter. Do I think that's got to be something that lasts forever? No. I think once he gets some playing the football he wants them to play. They're going to be unbelievable. But you don't solve that kind of problem by bringing in extra big personalities, big players in a season that's kind of almost a write-off. Wait till the summer, get the deals done then. But they are in the Champions League as well, so they do have a chance of, I suppose, getting into it by winning that. But I mean, I've seen them lose to Fulham. I've seen them draw with Liverpool. That's bad enough based on how bad Liverpool are playing this year. I think they're going to really struggle to get through the Champions League. That's not an option for them. I don't think they are going to have to go hard on Manchester United dropping points, which I think will happen, and Newcastle dropping points, which I think will also happen. God, what a Chelsea cooking. Everybody available in the market ends up at Chelsea. I'm scared what if they hear about me. Yeah, there's a rumour going around that they've actually put a £1 million bid for the Shoestring Budget podcast, so we are in discussions there, allegedly. Crazy, I've seen a story that said if they don't get Champions League football, they will get into trouble with FFP. That's the only thing I can see happening. If they don't, I don't know if about this year, but I think other years, if they don't get next year or whatever happens there, they will be affected by it. It's a lot of money. As we've noticed, we've lost a big chunk of our revenue stream by being out of the Champions League. Mbappe missed a penalty twice today. Wow. Second half just about to start now. And there we go. Don't think there's been any clear changes. Just having a look here now to see. I was too busy chatting to you guys. I didn't actually keep an eye on any changes at half time. I think it's still the same Manchester United team out. Vankers has already given a free kick away. Don't know what for. Forest now need to be lively in the second half. This is where they need to push on and try and get a couple of goals. And as laughable as that sounds, they have had the best chances of the game. And that is a hill I'm prepared to die on. So yeah, it's exactly the same team that went in at half-time. All Manchester United in terms of possession, in terms of chances, all Nottingham Forest. Manchester United did hit the post with Vaghorst right near the end of the half-time, just before the half-time whistle was blown. Surridge almost broke away there from Martinez's clearance, but Manchester United win it back, which has been the case throughout. But Forest, I must admit, fair play to him. And here we go, Luke Shaw. Plays it back to Martinez. Slows the ball down. Picks out that pass to Fred. Now Fred going over to Anthony on the far side. Anthony feeds it back to Fred. Lovely play. And Fred stayed down. Emmanuel Dennis goes forward, but it's won back by Anthony brilliantly. But Anthony will put the ball out of play after seeing his compatriot down on the floor. I hope to God this isn't serious. Scarpa on Fred. Yeah, Scarpa's turned and hit Fred in the face, I think, with his forearm. The funny thing is with the commentators are saying, oh, I think he's overplayed this, going down. He's just had a forearm to the nose. Whether it's intended or not, I'm not saying it should be a free kick. It was an accident, but it's still blooming hurts regardless. I hate the commentators. I really, really do. And the better Manchester United are doing, the worse they're getting, which is fantastic. We are back, baby! Mark Hughes and Who else is there with? I've just seen a glimpse of Mark Hughes there on the screen. Sparky. My screen did a little bit of a freeze thing. Then I only saw Mark Hughes for a second, then it blurred out. But he was stood next to somebody. I can't remember who. I can't see who he sat next to. But it looks like it's going to be more of the same. Forest sitting deep, holding their shape very well. Manchester United forced to play around the back, trying to move Forest around, but they are moving very well. They're moving almost as one unit, one block, which is good to see. Now Garnacho on the far side plays a ball to Fred, but it's seen out by Bolywell. And goal kick to Nottingham Forest. Yeah, just an overhit pass from Garnacho there for Fred. Bit of a shame, but it is what it is. So the commentators have just said here Fred was looking for to drag the defenders away, not looking for the pass, so that's why. So it wasn't overhit by Garnacho. Apologies, Goat. Now, Manchester United had a clash between two players here, two of their own players, Anthony and Bruno Fernandes, I think. But I think Anthony's up, Bruno's being helped up now. Oh. Bruno went sliding in to win the ball back from Dennis. And Anthony couldn't ride the challenge. Fantastic challenge from Bruno Fernandes and Anthony there, I've got to say. And it's a throw into Manchester United on the far side. Could have been a free kick to Manchester United the way that Bruno took out Anthony there. And here we go, Casemiro to Fred. Fred with the ball over to Anthony, beautiful. Goal kick to Forest. I actually thought it should have been a corner. Assist, but here seems like Forest is trying to keep a clean sheet. I mean, they got a game plan, bro. They got a game plan, it's working. And now the cameras have panned to somebody from Take That at the ground. Howard Donald. For all you Take That fans out there. Looking at you, Asif. And it's just more of the same for Manchester United, just passing it around the back, trying to pull Forest out of position. Passing hasn't been quick enough yet, but we're making more runs, which is good to see. Fred with the ball over to Garnacho. That seems to be the go-to ball at the minute. But poor end product here a couple of the times now. Certainly in the second half, Lisandro Martinez guilty there of scooping the ball up. And he goes out for a Forest goal kick. It's very odd. It's a very boring game, a very dull game. It's a very dull game. What's the point, JD? I know, man, but the game plan is to sit back and hit Man United on the counter-attack, and we've seen it has been effective. Forest just can't score. I don't think Forest have got the quality to go toe-to-toe. Well, they definitely haven't got the quality to go toe-to-toe with us. They do have to play this kind of football, otherwise it would be 6 or 7, but it's a very sad way to bow out of the cup. But this is almost like a training game, the way this is being played. One team's told they can't score. They just got to defend, and the other team's told they've got to score and attack. That's literally like the training drill at the minute. Brennan Johnson does so well there, but not beyond Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw puts it out for Nottingham Forest. Corner. I'm telling you, Brennan Johnson learns how to score lots of goals. He's got to be a baller. Not even lots of goals, just a few goals. He's a quality player. He's definitely one to watch out for the future. Gotta start drinking the old water now. Scarpa's ball in. Dealt with by Manchester United very comfortably. Scarpa trying to give the ball back to his man there, but Garnacho sees it out. Manchester United have a chance here to break. Bruno Fernandes to Weghorst, who is then tumbled over, but judged to be fair by the referee. Dennis's ball in. Scarpa mishits it or doesn't make contact with it at all. Game seems to be opening up now. Here we are. Casemiro overhits the pass to Anthony. That could have been the one. Bruno Fernandes is really angry with Casemiro there. But Manchester United really are starting to break them down now. The more Forest push forward, which is exactly what Manchester United would want now. And here we go, Bruno Fernandes. Poor ball in. Dealt with by Forest, who dingle dangle on the ball. Weghorst goes down. Anthony's got the ball. And Forest win the free kick. Now, let's have a look at the replay. Penalty every single day of the year. Weghorst wins the ball back. McKenna swings to kick the ball, takes out Weghorst. Has that not been given? As it stands, it's a Forest free kick. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know if VAR have not given it. If that's not given, it's criminal. No penalty. Shocking. Criminal from the FA. Criminal from this referee and the VAR team. How that is not a free kick is beyond me. Somebody needs investigating. Somebody's put a bet on for no penalties tonight from that VAR team. I'm telling you. Shocking. Absolutely disgusting decision. How in a million years has that not been given? How? If anybody is watching this game, wants to become a referee, this is how not to referee a game, okay? When you do your exams and they say, oh, do you do this, do that? Think back to this game. This is the worst, not the worst referee I've ever seen. This is one of the most shocking referees I've seen. Disgraceful. What is the point in VAR? What does VAR actually do? Weghorst nearly had a chance to go through. Asif has said given. Nope, not given, my friend, not given. Thomas Furious in the comments. I agree, Tom. It's absolutely shocking, lads. Shocking. Horrendous. Asif said, told you the FA's against us. Bro, after that decision, I'm starting to believe you. You're turning me into a conspiracist, bro. Yeah, referee, you are shocking, lad. Shocking. Something going on here between the referee and Garnacho. Garnacho's being looked at for something. Possible red card. Literally, what's going on? What have I missed? What? Why are you wasting time for that? They're just chatting. Could have been saying what you're having for tea, bro. Oh, VAR going to check this. VAR red card over asking what he's having for tea. This game has gone mad. I wouldn't be surprised if they gave it the way referees have been against Manchester United lately. Now Brennan Johnson and Garnacho squared up again very quickly, but they walk away. Garnacho and Johnson having a bit of fun together there. Possible red card check over what? I do not. What have I missed? Forest play a long ball here for Surridge. I think he'll win that. He will. Varane does so well. Varane just sees him out. Johnson's really getting fired up here. Tom's put Johnson's getting dirty. He is. I beg we put this game to bed. This game's already to bed, bro. It's getting fiery now. This is the turn that we needed. This is what was lacking from the first half. The first half was the calm before the storm. First half was like the pre-drinks. This is the full-on party now. This is the house party. It's coming to Nottingham Forest. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Anthony. Poor ball to Anthony. Anthony just shoves his man there as well as he clears the ball. McKenna. How McKenna has not given away that penalty is, oh man, it's bizarre. If that was opposite way around, this would be on replay again and again and again. Shocking play. He goes to clear the ball and Vaghurst manages to get the ball first. But because, Garnacho. Oh, good save from Hennessy. Good play from Garnacho. Bruno Fernandes takes that. Brennan Johnson, but there is a follow through from Garnacho. He needs to be so careful. The referee's already got his number. Oh dear, I can see. I think Eric Ten Hag might need to step in here. Him and Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson's got into his head, I think. So Bruno Fernandes wins the ball back. Martial and Sancho to come on now. Again, Tom, I think you've got better Wi-Fi where you are, bro. I'm watching this on Sky Sports, the same as you. And Rashford as well. Oh, I think the internet in my part of Stoke is terrible. I do live slightly up in the hills. Marcus Rashford, oh, is coming on. Right, who's coming off? Garnacho's got to be coming off. He's, yeah, they're taking the full front three off by the looks of things. Rashford, Sancho, that ovation for Jadon Sancho is what you want to hear. Yes, Jadon. Come on, Jadon. Welcome back, bro. We have missed you. Forest. We're coming, boys. We are coming, boys. Well done, Vaghurst. Unlucky to not get a goal today. Attacking power-wise, going forward, like the commentators just said, we got good options. That front three can be interchanged so nicely. Garnacho, Palestri, Sancho, Rashford, Martial, Vaghurst. We cooking, boys. We cooking. Gordon Ramsay SC, we cooking. Such a nice welcome back for Sancho, really was, man. That's what you want to hear. And you knew he was going to get that at Old Trafford. United fans really behind Jadon Sancho. Almost like he's a homegrown talent. And I think that's going to give him nothing but confidence. Lovely welcome back. And we spoke about that in the preview, how important that's going to be, hearing that Old Trafford crowd roar when you're coming on and hearing that all is well. Martial, Paul link up there with Rashford. So yeah, Jadon Sancho playing in the 10. You're right, Tom. Fernandes is playing on the right-hand side. Eric Ten Hag's cooking. Let the baldy do. Brennan Johnson's going off. Is that Brennan Johnson who's just gone off? He went off quick, whoever it was. God, seems like season is starting now with Rashford, Martial and Sancho. And yeah. Sergio Aurier coming on as well. So was that Brennan Johnson that's just gone off? That shocked me. He's been lively for a man. Really lively, but I suppose doesn't want to risk a red card and I don't know. But he's got to be so disappointed in himself tonight. So Lodi, Freuler and Johnson all off. This is it. Call us Gordon Ramsay FC because we are cooking. And here we go. Fernandes does really well there. Almost picking out Jadon Sancho. What a return to form that would be. What a return for Jadon Sancho rather would that be. We cooking, boys. We cooking. Scarpa is promising lad, I must say. Yeah, he's decent. Forest have got a couple of decent players, to be fair. Here we go. You just know what's coming now. Man United are angry. Casemiro just flashed it wide past the post. Could have easily been a goal to Manchester United. That had one saved from Wayne Hennessy in the first half as well. Really good save with his feet. Oh, he'll be disappointed with that. Casemiro managed to shug free of Serge Aurier. Serge Aurier hanging on for dear life. Casemiro rode him like a ghost train there. That was beautiful. And here we go, Jadon Sancho. Oh, Martial. Rashford. Oh, my days. How's that not gone in? Penalty. It's not going to be given, is it? One ballad comes to mind. Beautiful song from Old Trafford. Fergie was right. The refs are shite. That's all I can say at this point. Please tell me VAR are looking at this. Oh, man. Tom says Martial looks unreal. Casemiro! Good save. Yeah, Martial's looking good. Imagine the same game at the final against Newcastle. I can't stand such a game, yeah. Shocking. Yeah, brilliant play. Let's have a look at this now. It's a soft one. I will admit, I'll retract. I still won't retract my ballad about what I said about Fergie's right. Fergie was absolutely right. I still can't forgive this ref for what he's done against Manchester United in this game. But Jadon Sancho, Bruno Fernandes, ball in, dealt with by Sergio Aurier. And Casemiro's ended up on the deck. Surridge behind him, but referee lets play on. And Casemiro wipes his man out. You've got to love this man. Yes. He then made no contact with Dennis there. That was a clear dive, ref. Clear dive. He literally made no contact with his man. To be fair, Surridge is almost through. Heaton came out his lines really well. Good goalkeeping from Tom Heaton. And Fred's done really well here now. Manchester United are cooking. And we slow the ball down again. I'm liking this, though, the fact that we want to go out and win the game. We're not just content to see it out at 0-0. That's a beautiful thing to see. Another reason why I love this manager. Although I'd be very happy if he rested a lot of the players, personally. I like to see that desire. Casemiro wins the ball back, of course he does. Casemiro through to Martial. Slips. Oh, Martial. Oh, an offside. Oh. Manchester United looking much livelier now. Yeah, Martial was miles off. But we are looking. This is such a good time for the players to come back. Such a good time for the likes of Jadon Sancho and Martial to come back. Like, yeah, this is good. The midfield is an area of concern. But with these three playing at the front, I'm excited. Sunday the 26th of February is the date set for the final, which Manchester United will surely be in. No, there's not a chance. Since the three subs come on, we've looked completely like a new team and a good one. Yeah, I agree, Tom. There's fire in this team since these substitutions been made. But when you do consider Garnacho is usually a player on the bench, he's not a starter. Weghorst with Anthony Martial back surely won't be a starter. Anthony has got a lot of competition now with Jadon Sancho. Out of that front three, only one is really a starter, and that's debatable. So this really is our first team strikers now, or our first team front three. I remember Saka over hit the pass to Anthony Martial. But Forest are forced to play the ball back. Manchester United win it here. Poor ball in there from Bruno. Fans cheering when the linesman is giving the throw up to us, which it clearly was anyway. I think it's obviously the sarcasm. I really can't wait to go back to Old Trafford. I really, really can't. Game's opened up a lot. Just under 15 or so minutes left. Rashford loses the ball poorly there. Tom says goal, but I don't know which way. Don't say anything, bro. You're ahead of me. Oh, he's already told me. And here we go. Martial is through. Here it comes. Rashford. Martial. Manchester United take the lead. Deservedly so. And there it is. Anthony Martial. Wembley. Wembley. We're the famous Man United and we're going to Wembley. That's it. 4-0 on aggregate. Martial looks so good. They're gone. Oh, Rashford onside. That's good. That's why my big worry was. They defended it really well against Rashford, but they couldn't stop the rebound going to Martial, who tucks it in to the bottom corner. Manchester United 1, Nottingham Forest 0, 4-0 on aggregate. Wembley, here we come. That's what we want. And Tom's absolutely right. Martial has looked really good since he's come on. Looks really alive and alert. A different Martial to what we've seen earlier in the season, where he looked a bit lazy, a bit lethargic. He looks sharp and ready to cook. Forest come forward now. The game's over for them. 5 goals they've got to score now. And here they go now. Scarpa. Shaw sees it out, and so does Fred. And here we go. Goals. I can see us scoring a couple more now. Once we get that first goal, boys, we cooking. We know what we're doing. Bruno Fernandes looking for that ball. Jadon Sancho. Oh, lucky. Forrest cut the ball out just at the end there. Alessandro Martinez gets the ball back here. Tom's smiling again. Love his smile. Oh, Tony, have we said Tom? Tom's smiling again. And Tom does have a good smile. But Tony, yeah, to see him smiling, it's very rare, but it's a beautiful thing when you see it. Martial here. Sancho. Whipped out wide. Bruno Fernandes. Rashford. Fred. What a goal. I told you it was coming. I told you once we get that first goal, we are unstoppable. Yes. Fred gets the second goal. Manchester United are in dreamland now. Beautiful team goal. That was hard work to conduct a meeting, watch the game, and your podcast. Thank you for doing it, though, Phil. I appreciate you. Was our old friend Jamie in the meeting? Because it's always hard to do a meeting with Jamie. And there we go, Manchester United 2-0 up against Forest. That's what we like to see. Where's number 3? Number 3 is coming any minute now. What a well-worked team goal that is. Bruno with a ball across. Rashford clips it across. And there is Fred to just... Fred pump it into the goal. Fred. This boy under Eric Ten Hag. What a player. What a super team goal that is. Just tore Forest to pieces there. And that's the thing. Once we get our first goal, I've said it all game. We get that first goal, we're getting more. There's a third goal coming here. But that desire to want to win games is, it's beautiful. And to keep that home, win, not just unbeaten, but at home winning record. It means something to Eric Ten Hag, and it means a lot to Manchester United fans. Keep up the good work, my Baldy. 2 assists for Rashford and been on for 10 minutes, yeah. And, Jamie's working. You're lucky. You're lucky, Phil, because that would have been impossible trying to do a meeting, watch me, watch the game. Dude, congrats on the 100+. Thank you so much, man. Honestly, I'm buzzing. And thank you so much for being part of that. I really appreciate everybody that watches and gets involved. It's mega. Considering we already started out a few months ago, it's crazy to be here. And we built really like such a solid community as well, like having people come into the comments, people that we would never have met, So this is what it's all about. I'm watching this Manchester United team under the best ball manager in Manchester. Oh, what a time to be a United fan. We certainly picked the right time to do a podcast. There's a third goal coming here now. Forest look defeated. They look tired. Jadon Sancho plays the ball across to Marcus Rashford. Martial, Sancho, Rashford. Manchester United win the ball back again here. Manchester United players starting to have a little bit of a walk around now. Why not? I reckon we should at least go for one more. We've got to get another goal here. Lindelof coming on. And Maguire. Oh dear gosh. This has got to be political. Bringing Lindelof and Harry Maguire on. When you're 5-0 up in the 80th minute to see out a game, your club captain. Oh man, this is embarrassing. Does anybody else think that's a bit crazy? Like your club captain coming on in the 80th minute when you're 5-0 up despite being fit and ready to play. Bizarre. Lindelof coming on for Casemiro. Harry Maguire coming on for Varane. Come on, Slabhead, says Phil, who is the CEO of the Slabhead fan club. Does he go and get the armband from Bruno? Don't know if he still does that. Tom says chuck him up front. Harry Kane, heat your heart out. We got the best Harry striker here. I can't believe that game where he played him as a striker. That was funny, that was. A way of saying, look guys, we need to sign somebody. And here we go. Maguire deserves to play a few minutes. It's just bizarre to me. I do feel harsh on him in a way, but I'm so mixed on Harry Maguire. My views contradict each other. My views really do contradict each other. Quality defender. He is good. He just doesn't suit the system. And he's become a victim of memes and compilations. I don't know. I'm very mixed on him. Imagine Maguire scoring with his big head. I know, that'd be great. Hat-trick incoming, lads. Oh, Luke Shaw. Got in front of his man there. And it's a corner kick to Manchester United. It's kind of sad that we used to love him, but now we don't really care. Yeah. Like I say, I feel bad for the abuse he's got. I'm not one of these that likes abusing players. I don't believe it's right. He's got his armband now. Ball in. Ball came in. I can't. The ball came in for Harry Maguire. And Maguire just bent over. Danilo. Good save. Surridge piles it over. Surridge has been the best Manchester United player today. Goal line clearance. Misses an open goal. Man of the match for Manchester United, Sam Surridge. Send him back to Stoke. Good save from Heaton. Heaton's played well today. Not had bucket loads to do, but he's come off his line really quickly and stuff like that. You know, things like that we've been critical of De Gea about. Am I saying that he should start over De Gea? Absolutely not, but I want to clarify that. But he has played really well today. It was one thing that made me laugh. I've seen your comment, Tom, saying, Surridge, rather. What made me laugh was that ball into Harry Maguire and he just bent over. Like, what was that about? Should have been right on his head. But I do think we should have sold him. We should have let him go to. We should have let him go to Inter Milan. We really should. Does anybody know if Elanga managed to get that move? Is he on the bench today, actually? Yeah, he must have gone. Oh, I messed up the timer now again. Game's over pretty much anyway, guys. I want one more goal for Manchester United. But what a different game it would have been had Forest managed to take the chances. What a different game it would have been. But, you know, it's all if buts and maybes. Do you beat Newcastle then? Gotta be a hard game. I think a lot of people overlook how difficult that game's gonna be. Thing is with Newcastle, they're gonna want this cup just as much as we are. They've got a decent team. They've got, I think, I was reading this earlier, I think they've got a whole week off before that fixture. Whereas we would have just played, I think, the second leg of our Europa League tie against Barcelona. So that's what worries me. If we had a week off, I'd say comfortably, but it depends on fatigue. Rashford. Goal number 3 coming up here. Fred with a good ball in. But Forest defend. Harry Maguire heads it forward. And Harry Maguire heads it forward again. Sancho. Martial, Bruno. Oh, it should have been 3. How did that not go in? How did that not go in? Martial and Bruno linked up really well. Oh, could have cut that back to Martial there maybe, but good effort from Fernandes. Asif put it will be a tough game, but it's coming home, Tom, says Asif. I really think we will struggle against Newcastle. I hope it doesn't go to penalties. I can't be dealing with that, I agree. After that Europa League game, I never want to see Manchester United in penalties again. That Europa League final where it went the distance and David De Gea ended up missing the vital one. So, what do you think of? Let me know in the comments what you think of Manchester United's performance in this game. Let me know what your thoughts are. We are going to do a review straight after this, so around 10:30, so about half an hour after this finishes. I might bring that back to 15:15, to be honest. Thomas put very boring until the subs. Very boring indeed. Gonna put a link for that review in the comments. I'm gonna see if I can add it into here. But very comfortable game for Manchester United. Not really. Not really much to say. It's been all United. Forest did have a couple of really good chances in that first half. Should have gone in at least 1-0, if not 2-0 up in half time. But again, a game of if, buts, and maybes. Tom was right, very boring until the subs. We had a couple more subscribers, which is amazing. Yeah, channel's really growing, which is lovely. Please keep on sharing this to people, let the community grow. I mean, it's doing really well. 9 likes on this video, which is fantastic. Tom, I don't know if there's a way, if you could. I've posted a link into the chat. Is there any way you could try and put that into the bio of this video? Could I ask if it's the case, if you can do that? So, comments, guys. Player of the match, who do you think is going to be my man of the match? To be honest, Martial. I think Martial's been fantastic since he's come on. His link-up's been really good. Yeah, that's my one. Martial or Rashford. Really good. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Hope Rashford scores now, yeah, but now just top it off. We need to put 3 past these again. 9 goals in 3 games against Forest. Nice, really nice. If you haven't managed to do it, Tom, I should. Yeah, I can do it now. Manchester United are through to the final. Finished 2-0, 5-0 on aggregate. Should have had 3. I'm annoyed. Rashford's 2 assists. Licha and Varane. Varane has been super solid, I agree. But Manchester United are through to Wembley. We are going to Wembley, and hopefully we will come back with that W. Make sure you join me in about 10 minutes' time. I have posted a link in the comments and in the description below. Come and join us and have your say on the player ratings, all that good stuff. When you click on the link, it will say it's going to go live at 10:30. However, that's incorrect. We'll be going live in around 10 minutes' time. I'll see you on that one. Thank you all for watching. Peace.